thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It always seemed so to us, but now in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he favors most. For their qualities are so weighed, the curiosity in neither can make choice of either's moiety.
Is not this your son, my lord?
He has greeting, sir, visit my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am raised to it.
I cannot conclude.
But the young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round-wombed, and indeed had a son to her cradle before she had a husband to her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
Sir, I have a son by order of law, some year elder than this, who is no yet dear in my account. Though the maid came somewhat saucily into the world, yet what his mother said, there was good sport at his making, and the horseman cannot be, must be acknowledged. Edmund, do you know this gentleman?
No, my lord.
The Lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you and couldn't know you better.
I will study deserving, sir.
He has been away 9 years and will away again. The king is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy.
I will, my liege.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Here, give me the map there. Know that we have divided in 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburthened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you are no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowries, that future strife may be presented now. The princes France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court, have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you, shall we say, doth love us most? That we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. Beyond what could be valued, rich or rare. No less in life, with beauty, health, grace, and honor. A love that makes stress poor, speech unable. Beyond all matter of so much. I love you.
What shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests, and with champaigns rich, with plenteous rivers, and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of the self-same metal that my sister is, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, which the most precious square of sense possesses, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, for I'm sure my love's more richer than my son's.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now, our joy, although the last, not least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot feed my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bonds, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortune.
Good, my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties as a right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Do I have my sister's husbands if they say they love you all? Haply, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand will take my flight, shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sister, to love my father all.
What goes thine heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Oh, let it be so, by truth, then. Then let thy truth be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs, from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever. The barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation messes to gorge his appetite, shall to my bosom be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved as thou, my son, thy daughter.
Good my liege.
These can come not between the dragon and his wife. I loved her most and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight, so be my grave, my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France, Worcesters, call Burgundy, Cornwall, and Albany, with my 2 daughters' dowers, by justice third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty, ourselves by monthly course with reservation of 100 knights, for you to be sustained, shall our abode make with you by due turns, only we still retain the name and all the additions to a king, for sway, revenue, execution of the rest. Beloved sons be yours, which to confirm this coronet part betwixt you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed, as my great patron thought on in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn. Make from the shaft.
Let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wilt thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have bread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honors bound when majesty stoops to folly. Reverse thy doom, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least, nor are those empty-hearted whose low sound reverbs no hollowness.
Ken, on thy life, no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thy enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the motive.
Horror of my sight!
Be better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now, my Apollo!
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal! Miscreant!
Yes, sir.
Forbear!
Do kill thy physician, and the fee bestow upon thy foul disease. Revoke thy doom, or whilst I can bend clamor from my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant! On thine allegiance, hear me! Since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, and with strange pride to come between our sentence and our power, which nor our nature nor our place can bear, our potency made good. Take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision, to shield thee from diseases of the world, and on the 6th, to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following, the banished trunk be found in our dominions, moment is thy death. Away, by Jupiter. This shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, King. If thus thou wilt appear, freedom of hence and banishment is here. The God said, here shalt the take be made, that justly thinkest and hast most rightly said, and your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kent princes, bid you all adieu. He'll shape his old courts in a country new.
Yes, France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What in the least would you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
I crave no more than thou hast thy hand is offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy. When she was dear to us, we did hold her so. But now, her Tyson's fallen. Sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it, with our displeasures pieced, and nothing more, may fitly like your grace, she's there, and she is yours.
I know no answer.
With you with those infirmities she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, dowered with our curse, and strangered with our oath. Take her or leave her.
Pardon me, royal sir, election makes not upon such conditions.
Then leave her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not, from your love, make such a stray to match you where I hate. Therefore beseech you to avert your liking a more worthy way than a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge her.
This is most strange. That she that even now was your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your age, most best, most dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor. Sure, her offense must be of such unnatural degree that monsters it, or your forevouched affection fallen into taint, the which to believe of her is a faith that reason without miracle could never plant in me.
I yet beseech your grace, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor. But even for want of that for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue as I am glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Barehead, thou hadst not been born, then not to have pleased me better.
Is it but this? A tardiness in nature, which often leaves the history unspoke that it intends to do. My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Love's not love when it is mingled with regards that stand aloof from the entire point. Will you have her? She is herself a dowry.
Most royal Lear, give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I'll take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I have sworn. I am firm.
I'm sorry then that you must so lose a father to lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that respects of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, thou art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most loved despised. Thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their coldness neglect, my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy can buy this unprized, precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind. Thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, friends. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore, be gone without our grace, our love, our medicine. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father, with washed eyes Cordelia leaves you. I know you, what you are, and like a sister most loath to call your faults as they are named, use well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. But yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duties.
Let your study be to content your Lord, who hath received you at fortune's alm. You have obedience scanted, and well a worth of want that you wanted.
Time shall unfold what plated cunning hides. Who cover faults at last shame them derides. Well, may you prosper.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not a little I have to say of what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, and with you next month with us.
You see how full of change his age is. The observation we have made of it has not been little. He always loved our sister most. And with what poor judgment he had now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundness of his time hath been but rash. Then we must look to receive from his age not alone the imperfections of lordly rapt condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that birth and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him as this of Kent's
And
banishment.
there is further compliment of leave taking between France and him. Pray you, let's hit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think on
We
it.
must do something. Have a heat.
Thou nature art my goddess, and to thy law my service is bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact? My mind is generous, my shape is true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they us with base? Baseness, bastardy, base, base? Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to creating a whole tribe of fops, got tween awake and sleep? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Your father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall talk to legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent banished thus, and France in colder portrait, the king gone tonight, subscribed his power, confined to exhibition. All this done upon the guest. Hey, now what news?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
Sir, I know new news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing.
No.
What need then the terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Come and see.
I beseech-
If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you pardon, sir. It's a letter that I've received from my brother that I have not all read. But for so much as I have perused, sir, I find it not fitting for your looking.
Give me the letter, sir.
Sir, I will offend either to detain or to give it, and the contents as part as I understand am not to blame.
Let's see, let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification, sir, that he wrote this as an essay or a taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from us, till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, who sways not as it had power, but as it is suffered. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I wake him, you should have half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother Edgar. Seek to awaken conspiracy. Enjoy half his revenue. My son Edgar, had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breathe it in. When came this to you? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. This is the cunning of it. I found it thrown into the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's?
If the man were better, my lord, I'd swear were his. But if in respect to that, sir, I would fain think it were not.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord. But I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Have he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord. But I have heard him oft maintain it fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be a servant to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Villain, his very opinion in the matter, abhorred villain, unnatural, detested, brutish villain, worse than brutish. Go you, seek him out. I will apprehend him. A hard villain, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. Sir, if it please you to suspend your indignation against my brother, till some little time hath passed and you can bear testimony of his intent, you can run a certain course. Whereas if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, then it would make a great dent in your own honor and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. Sir, I dare pound down my life for him that he wrote this as to feel my own intention towards your honor and to no further pretense of danger.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and if you judge it me, sir, I would place you where you can hear of us, confer of this. And by an oracular assurance have your satisfaction. And then by no later than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster.
No, is not certain, sure.
Oh, to his father that tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth. Edmund, go seek him out. Win me into him, I pray you. Frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be of a due resolution.
Sir, I will seek him out and carry the business as I see fit and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses of the sun and moon pretend no good to us. Though nature can reason it thus and thus, yet the secret events scourge everything that reason serves. Love cools, friendship falls out, brothers divide, in cities mutinies, in countries discord, in palaces treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction. Their son against father, and the king falls from bias of nature. There's father against child. We have seen the best of our times. Machinations, hollowness, treacheries, all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our grave. Go seek this fellow, Edmund. Find him out. It shall lose thee nothing. And the Kent banished. His offense, honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often to survey our own behavior, we make guilty of a disaster the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we're a villain on necessity. Fools by a heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by a divine thrusting on spherical predominance. Drunkards, liars, and adulterers, by an enforced obedience of planetary influence and all that we are evil in by divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster men, to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail. And my nativity was under Ursa Major, so therefore it follows that I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled upon my bastardizing. Edgar, Patty comes. Like the catastrophe of the old comedy, my cue is His villainous melancholy with a sigh like Tom of Bedlam. All these eclipses do portend these divisions! For sola me!
How now? Brother Edmund, what serious contemplation are you in?
I'm thinking, brother, on a prediction I read this other day, what should follow these eclipses.
You busy yourself with that.
Sir, I promise you, they succeed unhappily. As of a naturalness between child and the parent. Death, dearth, dissolutions of ancient amities, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against king and nobles, dissolutions of cohorts, neutral bridges, I know not what sort.
How long have you been a sectary astronomer?
Come. When saw you my father last?
Why, the night gone by?
I spake you with him.
Aye, 2 hours together.
And parted you in good company? Found you no displeasure in him by word of countenance?
No, not at all.
Now, will bethink yourself, sir, wherein may have offended him. And at my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which so rageth him at this instant, that with the mischief of your presence it would scarcely allay, sir.
Some villain had done me wrong.
This is my fear. Shh. Sir, have a confident forbearance. Right? Till his speed of his rage goes slower. And as I say, retire with me now to my lodging, and from whence I will bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray you go. There's my key. And if you do go abroad, sir, go armed.
What, armed, brother?
Brother, I advise you to the best. Go armed. I am no honest man if there'll be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I've seen and heard, but faintly, nothing like the horror and image of it, sir. Pray you, go away.
I shall hear from you anon.
I will serve you in this business. A credulous father and a brother noble, who's so far from doing harms that he suspects none, and whose foolish honesty. My practice is right easy well. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meat that I can fashion fit.
Did my father strike my gentleman for chatting of his fool?
Yes, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. Oh, not endured. His nights grow riotous and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it, I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I have it come to question. If he dislike it, let him to my sister, whose mind and mine I know, and that are one not to be overruled. Idle old man that still would manage these authorities that he hath given away. Now, by my life, all fools are babes again, and must be used with checks as flatteries when they are sin abused. Remember what I tell you.
Well, madam.
And let his knights have colder looks among you. What grows of it no matter. I would breed from hence occasions, and I shall, that I may speak. I'll write straight to my sister to hold my very course. Go, prepare for dinner.
If but as well I other accents borrow, that can my speech diffuse. My good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now banished Kent, if thou canst serve what thou dost stand condemned, so may it come. Thy master, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of labors.
Let me not stay at jot for dinner. Go get it ready. How now? What art thou?
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
Oh, I do profess to be no less than I seem, to serve him truly, that will put me in trust, to love him, that is honest, to converse with him, that is wise and says little, to fear judgment, to fight when I cannot choose, and to eat no fish.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
If thou be as poor for a subject as he is for a king, thou art poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve? You. Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir, but you have that in your countenance which I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst thou do?
Oh, I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly.
to love a woman for singing, nor so old to dote on her for anything. I have years on my back, 48.
Follow me, thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Oh, dinner! Where's my knave? My fool! Go you and call my fool hither. You, Sarah! Where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow there? Call the clock all back. Where's my fool, huh? I think the world's asleep. How now? Where's that mongrel?
He said, my lord, that your daughter is not well.
Why, came not the slave back to me when I called him.
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner that he would not.
He would not.
My lord, I know not what the matter is, but to my judgment, your highness is not being entertained with the ceremonious affection as you are wont. There's a great abatement of kindness appears as well in the general dependence, as in the duke himself also, and in your daughter.
Ha! Sayest thou so?
My lord, I beseech you, forgive me if I be mistaken, but my duty cannot be silent when I feel your highness is wronged.
Oh, thou but rememberest me of my own conception. I have perceived the most faint neglect of late, which I have rather blamed as mine own jealous curiosity than as a very pretense and purpose of unkindness. I will look further into it. But where's my fool? I have not seen him this 2 days.
Since my young lady is going to France, sir, the fool is much pined away.
No more of that. I have noted it well. Go you and tell my daughter I would speak to her. Go you, call hither my fool. Oh, sir, you! Come you hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father? My lord's knave? You're a horse and dog, you slave! You cur!
I am none of these, my lord, I beseech your pardon.
So you bandy looks with me, you rascal!
Stop, my lord!
No trip now, you base football player! I thank thee, fellow, thou servest me and I'll love thee. Come, sir, arise! Away, away! I'll teach you differences! Away, away! Oh!
If you will measure your lover's length again, tarry. But away! Go! Oh! Have wisdom.
So? Now, my friendly knave, I thank thee. There's earnest of my service.
Oh! Let me hire him too! Here's my coxcomb.
Oh, now, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you are best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why, for taking one's part that's out of favor. Nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits. Thou catch cold shortly. There. Take my coxcomb. Why, this fellow has banished 2 once daughters into the 3rd a blessing against his will. If thou follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. Oh, how now, uncle? Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters.
Why, my boy?
Why, if I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself. Oh, there's mine.
Oh,
Beg another of thy daughters.
Take each on a whip.
Choose the dog, must be kennelled, he must be whipped out, when lady the bitch may stand by the fire and sting.
Ah, Pastain, go to me.
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech.
Do.
Mark it, uncle. Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest, lend less than thou owest, ride more than thou goest, learn more than thou trowest, set less than thou throwest, leave thy drink in thy whore, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Then 'tis like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You gave me nothing for it. Canst thou make no use of nothing, nuncle?
Why, no, boy. Nothing can be made out of nothing.
Prithee, tell him so much the rent of his land comes due. He will not believe a fool.
A bitter fool.
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet fool?
No, lad, teach me.
That lord that counseled thee to give away thy land? Come, place him here by me. Do thou for him say. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, the other found out there. Ding, 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 ding.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou wast born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they'd have part on it, and ladies too. They will not let me have all fool myself. They'll be snatching. Give me an egg, Nuncle, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Oh, when I have cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gave away both parts, thou borest thy ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hast little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. If I speak not like myself in this, let him be wit that first finds it so. Fools had ne'er less wit in a year. Now wise men are rude foppish. They know not how their wits to wear. Their manners are so apish.
When were you wont to be so full of songs, sirrah?
I have used it, Nuncle, ever since thou madest thy daughters thy mothers. For when thou gavest them the rod and putst down thy own breeches,
Yeah!
They for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung that such a king should play bo peep and go the fools among. Prithee, keep a schoolmaster that can teach you thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, sirrah. We'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true. Thou have me whipped for lying. And sometimes I'm whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool, and yet I would not be thee. Thou hast spared thy wit on both sides, and left nothing. Ah! Here comes one of the parents.
Oh, now, daughter. What makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too much of late in the frown.
Oh, thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hast no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art to know without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing. Oh, yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue. So your look bids me, though you say nothing. Mum, mum. He that keeps no crust nor crumb, we of all shall want some. Oh, that's a shelled peas, God.
Not only so this, your all licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots. Now, I had thought, sir, by making this well known unto you to have found the sacred dress, but now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoken down that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault of it would not escape censure nor the redresses speak, which in the tender of a wholesome weal might in their working do you that offense which else were shame, but that the necessity must call discreet proceeding.
For you trow, Nuncle, the head sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it had its head bit off by it young. So out went the candle, and we were left darkling.
Are you our daughter?
I would you would make use of that good wisdom by which I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions which of late transform you from what you rightly are.
Yea, not an ass! No, when the cart draws the horse. Ooh, Joke, I love you.
Doth any here know me? This is not Lear. Doth Lear walk thus? Speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens his discernings, or lethargy, waking 'tis not so. Who is it that can tell me? Who are you?
Lear's shadow.
I would learn that, for by the marks of sovereignty, knowledge, and reason, I should be false persuaded I had daughters.
Oh, which they would make an obedient father.
Your name, fair gentlewoman?
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of your other new pranks. I do beseech your grace to understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself to speak for instant remedy. Be then, desired by her that else will take the thing that she begs, a little to this quantity or train, and the remainder that shall still depend to be such men who may besort their age, who know themselves, and you.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses! Call my train together! Degenerate bastard! I'll not trouble thee, yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Well, that too late repents. Oh, sir, how you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. Prepare my horses. In gratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend, more hideous than when thou showest thee in a child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest. My men, my train are men of choice and rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name. O most small thought, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, then like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart, O love, and added to the gall. O Lear! 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 Be that this gate that let the folly in, and thy dear judgment out. Go! Go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless, as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so, my lord. Here, nature! Here, dear goddess! Here! Suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb, convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be athwart this natured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret chattels in her cheeks. Turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away! Away!
God, so we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know the cause, but let his disposition have that sculpted dotage gives.
What? 50 of my followers at a clap within a fortnight?
What is the matter, sir?
I'll tell thee. Life and death. I am ashamed that thou hast power to make my manhood, and these hot tears which break from me perforce should make thee worth them. Blast and fox upon thee, the untented woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. O fond eyes, bewit this cause again. I'll pluck ye out and cast you with the waters that you lose to temper clay. Yea, it has come to this. Let it be so. Yet have I left a daughter, who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I resume the shape which thou dost think I have cast off forever. Thou shalt, I warrant thee.
Mark that, my lord.
I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear.
Pray you content. What Oswald, ho! You, sir, more knave than full after your master!
Not Lear, tarry, take the fool with thee. A fox, when one has caught her, and such a daughter should sure to the slaughter, if my cap would by a halter. So the fool follows after.
Oh, this man has had good counsel. 100 nights. 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep it point 100 nights. Yea, that on every buzz, each fancy, each complaint dislike, he may unguard his power with their dotage and hold our lives at stake. Oswald, I say!
Well, you may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear, not fear still to be taken. I know his heart. What he hath uttered, I avert my sister. If she sustain him in his 100 nights when I have showed the unfitness. Oswald! Have you writ the letter to my sister?
Yes, madam.
Take you some company and await a horse. Inform her full of my particular fear, and there to add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone. And hasten your return. No, no, my lord. This milky gentleness in the course of yours, though I condemn not, yet under pardon you are much more attacked for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better oft, we mar what's well.
Nay, then.
Well, the event.
Go you before to gloss the witty's letters. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know than comes from her demand out of the letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there for you. I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
If a man's brains weren't heels, we're not in danger of kibes?
My
Then I prithee, be merry. Thy wit shall ne'er go slipshod. Shotzi, thy other daughter will use thee kindly, though she's as like this as a crab's like to an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
Why, what canst thou tell, my boy?
She'll taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle on its face?
No!
Why, thou keep one's eyes of either side's nose. That what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong!
Canst tell why an oyster makes his shell?
No!
Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house. Why to put his head into, not to give it away to his daughters and leave his horse without a case.
I will forget my nature, so kind a father. Be my horses ready?
Thy asses are gone about them. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7.
Because they are not 8.
Yes! Yes!
To take the gift for first monster ingratitude.
If thou wert my fool, nuncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
Thou
should not have been old before thou hadst been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heaven, keep me in temper. I would not be mad. Oh, no! Our horse is ready.
Ready, my lord.
Come, boy.
She that's a maid now, and laughs at my departure, shall not be a maid long, unless things be cut shorter.
Say thee, Curran.
And you, sir? I've been with your father and given him notice that the Duke of Cornwall and Regan, his Duchess, will be here with him this night.
How comes that?
Nay, I know not. You have heard the news abroad, I mean, the whispered ones, for they are as yet but ear-kissing arguments.
No, not I. Pray, what are they?
Heard of no likely wars toward? Twixt the Dukes of Cornwall and Albany?
No.
You may do then, in time, fairly well, sir.
The Duke be here tonight. Or better. The best! This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father had set God to take my brother. And I have one thing of a crazy question which I must now act. Briefness and fortune, work. Brother! A word, brother, descend, I say, brother! Fly this place! Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither now in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you spoken against anything on his party against the Duke of Albany? Advise yourself.
I'm sure on it, not a word.
Shh! I hear my father coming. Pardon me, sir. In cunning, I must draw my sword upon you. Draw. Draw and seek to defend yourself. Now, could you well? Yield! Come before my father! Lay ho! Fly, bro, fly! Fare you well, fly! Ah! Some blood upon me. No would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavour. I've seen drunkards do more than this. Oh! Oof! Ah! Father! Father! Help! Study here in the dark, sir! Sir, right here! Mumbling of wicked charms and conjuring the moon to stand his auspicious mistress.
Where is he?
Sir, I plead. I plead.
Where's the villain, Edmund?
Fled he this way, so one by no means who could persuade me to the murder of your person.
Pursue him! Oh! By no means what?
By no means could he persuade me to the murder of your lordship. But that I told him, the revenging gods against the parricides did all their thunders bend, and with how manifold and strong upon the child is bound to the father. Sir, in fine, seeing how low the opposite, I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion, with prepared sword, he charges home my unprovided body, and lands mine arm. But, sir, when he saw my best alarmed spirits roused to the encounter, or whether gasted by the noise I made, full suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he be caught and found dispatched. The Duke comes here tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it. He that finds him shall deserve our thanks. He that conceals him, death.
Sir, when I dissuaded him from his intent and found him pight to do it, in coarse speech I threatened to discover him. He replied, "Thou unpossessing bastard, dost thou think if I would stand against thee would any resolve of truth or worth or honesty in thee make thy words faithed? No. If I should deny this, as this I would, I, though even thou dost produce thy very character, I turn it all to thy suggestion and damned practice. And thou dost make a villain and a fool of the world if they not think that the spoils of my death were very spurs to make thee seek it."
Strong and fashion villain. Would he deny his letter? I never got him. The Duke comes here tonight. I know not why he comes. By his proclamation I will announce it. And all ports I'll bar. The villain shall not escape. The Duke must grant me that. And besides his picture, I will send through all the kingdom, that the whole kingdom may take due note of him, and of my land, loyal and natural boy. I'll work the means to make thee capable.
How now, my noble friend? Since I came hither, I've heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How dost, my lord?
Madam, this poor heart is cracked,
What? Did my father's godson seek your life? He whom my father named, your Edgar?
Madam, 'tis shame would have it hid.
Was he not companion with the riotous knights that tend upon my father?
I know not that
Yes,
he
madam.
do bad.
He was of that concert.
No marvel then, though he were ill affected. 'Tis they have put him on the old man's death to have the expense and waste of his revenues. I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions, that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
Oh, it was my duty, sir.
He did bewray his practice, and received that hurt, you see, striving to apprehend him.
Is he pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. Make your own purpose how in my strength you please. For you, Edmund, whose strength, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You, we first seize on.
Sir, I will serve you, sir, truly, however else.
For him I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you.
Thus out of season threading dark-eyed night, occasions, noble Gloucester, of some poise, wherein we must have use of your advice. Our father he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences, which I least thought it fit to answer from our home. The several messengers from hence attend dispatch. Our good old friend, lay comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful counsel to our business, which craves the instant use.
I assert it, madam, and you are welcome all.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art thou of this house?
I?
Where may we set our horses?
Edemeyer.
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee. Not.
Why, then I care not for thee.
Ooh, if I had thee in this very tenfold, I would make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meats, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy, worsted-stocking knave, a lily-livered, action-taking knave, a whoreson, one drunk, inheriting slave, one that would be a bawd in way of good service, and had nothing but the composition of a knave, beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch, one whom I will beat in a clamorous whining, if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee?
What a brazen-faced art thou, deny thou knowest me. Is it 2 days ago since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king? Draw, you rogue, for though it be night, yet the moon shines. I'll make a sop of the moonshine of you. Draw, you poor son, calling me barber-monger. Draw!
Away, I have nothing to do with thee.
Draw, you rascal! You come with letters against the king, and take vanity, the puppet's part, against the royalty of her father. Draw, you rogue, or also Corbin out of you sights. Draw! Come your ways!
Help! Blow! Murder! Help!
Strike, you slave!
Help!
Stab, you meat
Murder!
What's the matter? But you could have...
Keep peace upon our lives! Oh, he dies and strikes again! What is the matter?
The messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak! I am scarce in breath, my lord.
No. Marvel. You have so bestirred your valor, you cowardly rascal. Nature disclaims in thee. A tailor, maybe.
Thou art a strange fellow, a tailor make a man.
Aye, sir. A stonecutter or painter could not have made him so ill, though he had been but 2 days at the trade.
Speak yet, how do you fall? This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared at suit of his grey beard.
Thou whoreson Zed! Thou unnecessary letter! My lord, if you will give me leave, I will tread this unbounded villain into mortar and daub the wall of a jakes with him. Spare my grey beard, you wagtail!
Peace, sirrah! You beastly knave! Know you no reference?
Yes, sir, but anger hath a privilege.
Why art thou angry?
That such a slave as this should wear a sword who wears no honesty. Such mighty rogues as these, like rats, or fight the holy cords atwain, which are too increased to unloose. Smooth every passion that in the natures of their lords rebel. Bring oil to the fires, snow to their colder moods. Renege a bird and turn their halcyon beaks with every gale and vary of their masters, knowing not like dogs, but following. A plague upon your epileptic visits! Smile, you might speak, as I will fool. Goose, if I had thee upon Sarah Plain, I'd drive thee captain home to Camelot. Why, Phil? What the matter?
Hey, how say you out say that?
No contrary told more antipathy than I, and such a knave!
Why dost thou call him a knave? What's his offense?
His countenance like me not.
No more, perchance, does mine, nor his, nor hers.
Sir, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulders that I see before me at this instant.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness, and constrains the garb quite from his nature. He cannot flatter, he. An honest mind in play. He must speak truth, and they will take it so. If not, he's plain. These kind of fellows I know, which in this plainness harbor more craft and more corrupter ends than 20 silly ducking observants that stretch their duties nicely.
Sir, in good sooth, in sincere verity, under the allowance of your great aspect, like the wreath of raging fire on flickering feebleness is
What means by this?
to go out of my dialect, would you discommend so much? I know, sir, I am no flatterer. He that beguiled you in a plain accent with a plain name, which for my part I will not be, though I should win your displeasure to entreat me to it.
What would be offense you gave him?
I never gave him any. Please the king, his master, very late to strike at me upon his misinstruction. When he, conjunct and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, being down, insulted, railed, and put upon such a deal of man, that worthy the king got his praises, and in the dread exploit of this here now thing, drew upon me here again.
Lord of these rogues and cowards from Ajax barefoot.
Fetch forth the stocks! You stubborn, ancient knave! You reverend braggart!
We'll teach you. Sir, I am too old to learn. Hold not your stock for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you. You shall do small honor. You shall show two bold ballots against the grace and person of my master. Stocking messenger.
Fetch forth the stocks! As I have life and honor, there shall he sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord, and all night too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you should not speak me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is the fellow of the self-same color our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stocks!
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. His fault is much, but the good king, his master, will check him for it. Your purpose no correction is such as baseless and contentious wretches, for pilferings and common trespasses are punished for. The king must take it ill that he so slightly valued in his messenger will have him thus betrayed.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused the sausage for following her affairs. Put in his legs! Come, my good lord, away.
Friend, I am sorry for thee. 'Tis the Duke's pleasure, whose disposition all the world well knows, will not be rubbed nor stopped. I will entreat for thee.
Ah, pray do not, sir. I have watched and traveled hard. Some time I shall sleep out. The rest I'll whistle. A man's fortune may grow out if he'll God give you morrow.
The Duke's to blame in this. He'll be ill taken.
Good king, it must approve the common thought. Thou, out of heaven's benediction, comest to the one sun. Approach thou, beacon, to this underglobe. By thy comfortable beams I may peruse this letter. Nothing almost these miracles but misery. I know 'tis from Cordelia, who hath most fortunately been informed of my obscure course, and shall take time from this enormous state, seeking to give losses their remedies. All weary and overwatched too. Take vantage, heavy eyes, not to behold the shameful lodging. Fortune, smile once more. Turn your wheel.
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy howl of a tree escapes the hunt. No port is free, no place for guard, and most unusual vigilance is unattended my taking. Whilst I may escape, I will preserve myself. And then methought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face outgrimed, with filth blanket by loins, else all my hair is not, and with presented nakedness, outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives it proof of precedent of bedridden beggars, who with roaring voices strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms, pins, wooden pricks, sprigs of rosemary, nails. And with this horrible object, from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepcotes and mills, sometimes with lunatic bands, sometimes with prayers, enforce their charity.
Poor Turley God. Poor Tom.
That's something else. Edgar, I nothing am. Horses are tied by the head, dogs and hares by the neck, monkeys by the loins, and men by the legs. When a man's over lusty legs, then he wears wooden nether socks.
What's he that hath so much thy place mistook to set thee here?
It is both he and she, your son and daughter.
No.
Yes.
No, I say.
I say yea.
No, no, they would not.
Yes, they have.
By Jupiter, I swear no.
By Juno, I swear I.
They durst not do it. They could not, would not do it. 'Tis worse than murder. To do upon respect such violent outrage, resolve me with all modest haste, which way thou mightest deserve, or they impose this usage coming from us.
My lord, when at their home I did commend your highness's letters to them, ere I was risen from the place that showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking post, stewed in his haste, half breathless, panting forth from Goneril his mistress' salutations, delivered letters, spite of intermission, which presently they read, on whose content they summoned up their many, straight to court, commanded me to follow and attend the leisure of their answer, gave me cold looks. And meeting here, the other messenger, whose welcome I perceived had poisoned mine, being the very fellow that of late displayed so saucily against your highness, having more man than wit about me drew, he raised the house with loud and coward cries. Your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame which her suffered.
The wild geese. Winter's not gone yet. Oh no, winter is not gone yet. If the wild geese fly that way. Fathers that wear rags, you see their children blind. But fathers that bear bags shall see their children kind. Fortune that errant whore ne'er turns the key to the poor. But for all of this, thou shalt have as many jewelers for thy daughter as thou canst tell in a year.
Oh, this mother swells up toward my heart. Hysterica passio. Down my claim sorrow, my elements below. Where is this daughter?
With the Earl, sir, here within.
Follow me not. Stay here.
Save you no more offense than what you speak of.
None. How chance the king comes here with so small a train?
And thou hast been set to the stocks for that question. Thou hast well deserved it.
Why, fool?
We'll set thee to school to an end to teach thee there's no laboring in the winter. All that follow their noses are led by their eyes, but blind men. And there's not a nose among 20 but can smell him that's stinking. Let go thy hold of the great wheel that runs down the hill, lest it break thy neck with following but. It seems all the after. If a wise man gives me better counsel, give me mine again. I would have none but knaves follow it, since the fool gives it. That serve which serves and seeks for gain, and follows but for form, will pack when it begins to rain, and leaves it in the storm. But I will tarry, the fool will stay, and let the wise man fly. The knave turns fool that runs away. The fool no knave, perdie.
Where learned you this, fool?
Not in the stocks, fool!
Denied to speak with me? They are sick, they are weary, they have traveled overnight, mere wretches. The images of revolt are flying off, fetch me a better answer.
My lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke. How unremovable and fixed he is in his own course.
Vengeance, plague, death, Confusion! Fiery what quality? What? Gloucester. Start speak with the Duke of Cornwall in his place.
No, sir, they have been informed so.
Informed them? Dost thou understand me, man?
I don't.
The king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughter speak, command her service. Are they informed of this? My breath and blood. Fiery the fiery duke. Hail the hot duke that... No, not yet. Maybe he is not well. Infirmity doth still neglect our office whereto our help is bound. We are not ourselves when nature being oppressed commands the mind to suffer with the body. I'll forbear, and am fallen out with my more heavier will to take the indisposed and thickly fixed for a sound man. Death on my state! Wherefore should he sit here? This act persuades me that this remotion of the Duke and her is practice only. Give me my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them now, presently. Bid them come forth and hear me, or at the chamber door I'll beat the drum till it quite sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
My heart, my rising heart. What thou?
Try to it, Nuncle, as the Cockney did to the eels when she put him in the pace alive and knocked him over like cockcombs with a stick and cried, "Down, Monton, down!"
Was her brother that ensured kindness to his wife butted his hay?
Well, good morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
I am glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I would divorce me from thy mother's tomb, sepulchring an adulteress. Oh, are you free? Some other time for that. Regan, thy sister did not. Oh, Regan, she hath tied sharp to the unconscious. Like a vulture. I can scarcely speak to thee. Thou not believe with how to degrade the quality of wicked.
I pray you, sir, take patience. I have hoped you less know how to value her deserts than she to scant her duty.
Eh, how is that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation. If, sir, perchance she have restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground and to such wholesome end as clears her from all blame.
My curses on her!
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You should be rolled and led by some discretion, which discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray you, that to our sister you do make return. Say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness. Do you but mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is unnecessary. On my knees I beg that you vouchsafe me raiment, bed, and food.
Good sir, no more. These are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
Never again. She hath abated me of half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with her tongue, most serpent-like, upon the very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ingrateful tongue. Strike her young bones, you taking airs with lameness, you nimble lightnings, dodge your blinding
Aye,
flame.
sir,
In your scornful eyes, infect her beauty, you fen-sucked half-fogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blast her pride.
Oh, the blessed God. So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
Oh, Regan. No, thou shalt never have my curse. Thy tender-hefted nature shall not give thee o'er harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine to comfort and not burn. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, to cut off my train, to ban thee hasty words, to scant my sizes, and in conclusion to oppose the bolt against my coming in. Thou better knowest the offices of nature, bond of childhood, effects of courtesy, dues of gratitude. I have for the kingdom, hast thou not forget, wherein I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Oh, put my man in the stocks.
What trumpet's that?
I know it, my sisters. This approves her letter that she would soon be here. Is your lady come?
This is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of her he follows. Out, varlet, from my sight.
What meets your grace?
Who stopped my servant, Regan? I have good hope thou didst not know. Who comes here? Oh, heavens. If you do love old men, if your sweet sway allow obedience, if you yourselves are old, make it your course, send down and take my pot. I'm not ashamed to look upon this beard. Oh, Leap, wilt thou take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All's not offense and indiscretion bides, and dotage terms so.
Besides, you are too tough, we'll know your hold. Okay, my man in the stocks.
Aye, put him there, sir. But his own disorders deserved much less advancement.
You? Did you?
I pray you, father, being weak seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home and out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return to her and 50 men dismissed? No, rather I abjure all roofs, and choose to wage against the enmity o'er the air, to be a comrade with the wolf and owl, necessity's sharp pinch. Return with her? Why, the hot-blooded French that dowerless took our youngest born. I could as well be brought to knee his throne, and squire-like pension beg to keep base foot life afoot. Return with her. Persuade me rather to be a slave and something to a detested groom.
You have your choice, sir.
Equity, daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter, which I must needs call mine. Not a boil, a plague sore, an embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood. But I am not like thee. Let shame come when it will. I do not call it, I do not bid the thunder-bearer shoot, nor tell tales of thee to high judging Jove. Mend thou when thou canst, be better at thy leisure. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan. I and my 100 nuts.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for those that mingle reason with your passion should be content to think you old. And so, but she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
I dare avouch it, sir. What 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Yea, or so many, sit that both charge and danger speak against so great a number. How in one house should many people under two commands hold amity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack you, we could control them. If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger. I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, my depositories, but kept a reservation to be followed with such a number. What must I come to you with? 5 and 20, Rican? Said you so?
And speak it again, my lord. No more with me.
Those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. Not being the worst stands in some rank of praise. I'll go with thee. Thy 50th doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20, 10 or 5 to follow in a house where twice as many have a command to tend you?
What need 1?
Oh, reason not to need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life's as cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm or gorgeous, why nature needs not what thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm, but for true needs. You will heavens give me that patience. Patience I need. You see me here, you gods? A poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stir these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks. No, you unnatural hags! I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall. I will do such things. What they are, yet I know not. But they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping, but his heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or I'll weep. Oh, fool! I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw. 'Twill be a storm.
This house is little. The old man and his people cannot be well bestowed.
It is his own fault. Has put himself arrested. Must needs taste his folly.
For his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not 1 follower.
So my purpose. Where's my lord of Gloucester?
Follow the old man forth. He is returned.
King is in high reign.
Whither is he going?
Because the horse, whither I know not.
It's best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord, by no means entreat him to stay.
Alas, the night comes on. The bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For miles about there's scarce a bush.
Oh, sir, the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors. He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to have his ear abused, wisdom bids fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Come out of the storm.
Who's there? Besides the foul weather.
One-minded like the weather, most unquietly.
I know you. Where's the king?
Contending with a fretful element, bids the wind blow the earth into the sea, where swells the curled water above the main, that things may change or cease. Tears his white hair, which the impetus blast with idlest rage catch in their fury and make nothing of. Strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain. This night, when the cup-drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly-pinched wolf keep their fur dry, unbonneted he runs and bids what will take all.
But who is with him?
None but the fool who labors to outjust his heart-struck injuries.
Sir, I do know you, and dare, upon the warrant of my note, commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it be covered, twixt Cornwall and Albany, who have as who have not, that their great stars, throned and set high, servants who seem no less, which are to France, the spies and speculations intelligent of our state, what hath been seen either in snuffs and packings of the dukes, or the hard reign which both of them have borne against the old kind king, or something deeper, whereof perchance these are but furnishings, but true it is. From France there comes a power, which even now into the scattered kingdom is wise in our negligence, have secret feet in some of our best ports, and are out point to show their open banner. Now to you. If on my credit you dare to build so far, to make your speed to Dover, you shall find some that will thank you, making just report of how unnatural and bemadding sorrow the king hath crossed the plain. I am a gentleman of blood and breeding, and from some knowledge and assurance offer this office to you.
I will talk further with you.
No, do not. For confirmation that I am much more than my outwall, open this purse and take what it contains. If you shall see Cordelia, as fear not that you shall, show her this ring, and she will tell you who your fellow is that yet you do not know. Fie on this storm. I will go seek the king.
Give me a minute. Have you no more to say?
Few words, but to effect more than all yet. That when we have found the king, in which you're pain that way, I'll this. He that first lights on him, holler the other.
Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanes. Spout till you have drenched our steeples. Brown the cocks, you sulphurous and thought-executing fires. Form couriers to oak, cleaving thunderbolts. Singe my white beard. And thou, all shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity o'er the world. Cracknators, molds, and German spillet ones, that make ingrateful.
Oh, nuncle, court holy water in a dry house is better than this rainwater out of door. Good nuncle, in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a knight pities neither wise man nor fool.
Rumble thy belly full! Spit, fire, spout, rain! No rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax not you. You elements, with unkindness, I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription, and let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. But yet I call you servile ministers that have with two pernicious daughters joined your high-engendered battles against the head, so old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul!
He that has a house to put head in has a good headpiece. Oh, the codpiece that will house. Before the head has any, the head and he shall louse. The beggars marry many. The man that makes his heart what he... The man that makes his toe what he his heart should make, should of a corn cry, woe, and turn to sleep from wake. For there never was yet fair woman, but she made mouths in a glass.
So I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing. Who's there?
Mary! Here's grace and a codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love the night love not such nights as these. The wrathful skies gather the very wanderers of the dark and make them keep their caves. Since I was man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard. Man's nature cannot endure the affliction or the fear.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful pot of water on heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch, that hast within thee undivulged crimes unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand,
thou perjured and thou similar man of virtue, with that art incestuous, caitiff to pieces shake, that under covert and convenient seeming hast practiced on man's life. Close pent-up guilt, ride your concealing countenance, and cry these dreadful summoners grace. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Alack, bareheaded! Gracious my lord, hard by here there is a hovel. Some friendship will it lend you against the tempest. Repose you there, while I to this hard house, more harder than the stones whereof 'tis raised, which even but now, demanding after you, did command me to come and find you. I will return and force their scanted courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come on, my boy. How dost, my boy? It's cold? I am cold myself. Where is this straw fellow? The art of our necessities is strange, and can make vile things precious. Come, Johann. Poor fallen knave, I have one part in my heart that's sorry yet.
He that has a little tiny wish with the hay and the hoe and the wind and the rain. His mates content, his fortunes for the rain. It raineth every day.
True, my good boy. Come, bring us to this house.
This is a brave night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burn, but wenches suitors. When every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight. When slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses come not to throngs. When usurers tell their gold in the field, and bawds and whores do churches build, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time, who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet. This is a prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desire their leave, that I might pity him. They took from me the use of mine own house, and charged me on pain of their perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, nor any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural father.
Go to, say you nothing. There's division twixt the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. The injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of the power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will seek him out and privily relieve him. Go you to the duke. Maintain talk with him, that my charity be not by him perceived. If he asks for me, I am ill and gone to bed. Though I die for it, as no less is threatened me, the good king, my master, must be relieved. There's some strange things toward Edmund. Pray you, be careful.
Oh, his courtesy shall the Duke instantly know, and of this letter too. Oh, this seems a fair deserving. And strong. What my father loses, no less than all. Because the old, the younger, they rise as the old fall.
Here is the place, my lord. Good my lord, enter here. The tyranny of
Let me alone.
Good my lord, enter.
Will break my heart.
I had rather break mine own. Good my lord.
Please enter.
Thou thinkest 'tis much that this contentious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. Thou shun a bear, but if thy flight lay toward the raging sea, thou'st meet the bear in the mouth. When the mind's free, the body's delicate. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling ill, save what beats here. Filial ingratitude. It is not as this mouth should tear this hand for lifting food to it. But I will punish home, no, I will weep no more. Such a night to shut me out. Pour on, I will endure. In such a night as this, Aurelian, Goneril, your old kind father was Frank Hart Gable. All that way madness lies. Let me shun them. No more of that.
Good, my lord. Enter.
Prithee, go in thyself. Seek thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder on things that hurt me more. But I'll go in. In, boy. Go first. You houseless poverty. Nay, get thee in. I'll pray and then I'll sleep. Poor naked wretches. Wheresoever you are that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm, how shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, you looped and windowed raggedness, defend you from seasons such as these? Oh, I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp, expose thyself to feel that wretches feel, that thou mayst make shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just.
Follow the half! Follow the half, horse! Oh, come not in here, Knuckle! Here's a spirit! Help!
Give me thy hand. Who's there?
A spirit! A spirit. He says his name's Poor Tom.
What art thou that dost grumble in the straw? Come forth.
Away! The foul fiend follows me!
Still through the hawthorn blows the cold wind. Come, get me to thy cold bed in one day.
Hast thou given all to thy two daughters? Art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend has led through fire, through flame, through whirlpool and ford, or bog and quagmire, that has laid knives under his pillow, and halters in his pew, set ratsbane by his porridge, that has made him proud of heart, to ride on a bay trotting horse or 9-inch bridges, to course his own shadow for a traitor. Bless thy wits. Oh, bless thee from whirlpools, sargass gazing, and taking to poor Tom some charity whom the foul fiend vexes. There might I have him now. And there! And there again! And there!
Why, have his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou save nothing? Didst thou give them all?
Nay, he hath reserved a blanket, else we had all been shamed.
Now all the plagues that in the pendulous air hang faded o'er men's faults, light on thy daughters.
Sir, he hath no daughters.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such a lowness, and but his unkind daughters. Is it the fashion that discarded fathers should have thus little mercy on their flesh? Judicious punishment, 'twas this flesh begot those Pelican daughters.
This night will turn us all to fools and madmen. Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy word justly. Swear not. Commit not with man's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweetheart on proud array. Tom's cold.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind, that curled my hair, put gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress' heart, and
did the darkness with her. And swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. That sucked in the contriving of lust. Wait to do it. Oh, I loved her dearly, diced dearly. And a woman, I'll turn her more the Turk. Light of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand, hog in sloth, pockets in stealth, wolf in greediness, dog in madness, lion in prey. And let the creaking of shoes nor the rustling of silks betray thy poor heart to woman. Keep thy foot out of brothels, thy hand in her pockets, and thy pen from men's books. And to find the foul fiend, still through the heart there blows the cold wind. Says some Dolphin, bye-bye, bye-bye, let him trot by.
Why, thou wert better in thy grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Thou owest the worm no silk, the beast no hide, the sheep no wool, the cat no perfume. Ha! There's three on us are sophisticated. Thou art the thing itself. Unaccommodated man is no more than such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art. Off, you lendings! Come and button here!
Prithee, nuncle, be contented. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in. Now, a little fire in a wild field is like an old lecher's heart. A small spark, all the rest on the body's cold. Look! Here comes a walking fire. Oh, this is the foul fiend, Liberty Gibbet. He comes at curfew and walks until the first cock. Gets the web and the pin, squints the eye, makes the hair lip, mildews the white wheat, it hurts the poor creatures of the earth. Same whittle-footed thrice the old, he met that I may her I fold, bid her alike, and her talk right, and a right thee with your right thee.
How fares your grace?
What's he?
Who's there?
What are you? Your names? Poor Tom, that eats the swaying frog, the tadpole, the toad, the walnut, and the water. And in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for solids, swallows the old rat and the ditch dog, drinks the green member of the scrambling pool. It was whipped from tithing to tithing, and stock punished and imprisoned. Who had had 3 suits to his back, 6 shirts to his body, and horse to ride, and weapon to wear. But mice and rats and such small deer have been Tom's food for 7 long years. Beware my follower. Peace, Sofkin. Peace, thou
You grace no better company.
The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. Ludo he's called, and Mahu.
Flesh and blood is grown so vile, my lord, that it does hate but gets sick. Oh, go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all my daughter's hard commands. Though their injunction be to bar my doors, and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you, yet have I ventured to some seek you out, and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me talk with this philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good, my lord. Take his offer, go into the house.
I'll take a word with this same learned demon. What is your study?
Lord, how to prevent the foul fiend?
Let me ask you one word in private.
Importune him once more to go into the house. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, good Kent, that mayest the king grow mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed from my blood. He sought my life. No father his son dearer. Truth to tell thee, the grief hath crazed my wits. What a night's this! I beseech your grace.
Oh, cry your mercy, sir. Noble philosopher, your company is good.
Tongue cold.
In, fellow, there into the hovel. Keep thee warm.
Come, let's in all.
This way, my lord.
With him. I will keep still with my philosopher.
Good lord, soothe him. Let him take this fellow.
Take it with you.
Sirrah, come Go along with that.
Come, good Athenian.
No words, no words.
Charles rolled into the dark tower cave. His word was still by, fo, and from. I smell the blood of a British man.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
Oh, my lord, I may be censored that nature does give way to life. Something fears me to think of.
I now perceive. It's not altogether your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set to work by a reprovable badness in himself.
Oh, malicious is my fortune that I must now repent to be just. This is the letter my father spoke of, which proves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, heavens, that this treason were not, or not I to detect her.
Go with me to the Duchess.
So if this letter be certain, you've a mighty business in hand.
True or false, it had made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find him comforting the king, I'll stuff his suspicion more fully. Sir, I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust on thee, but thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
This hovel is dearer than the open air. Take it thankfully. I'll piece out what comforts I can before the distance I can find. I'll not be long from you.
All the powers of his wit have given way to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
Pharaoh calls me and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, beware the foul fiend.
Brilliant, uncle. Tell me whether a madman be a gentleman or a yeoman.
A king! A king!
No! A yeoman that has his son a gentleman. For he's a mad yeoman that sees his son a gentleman before him.
To have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing in upon
The foul fiend bites my back.
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of the wolf, a whore's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
It shall be done. I will rein them straight. Come. Sit thou here, most learned justicer. Thou sapient, sir, sit here. Now, you she-foxes.
Look where he stands and glares. Hey, once thou eyes try, madam? Oh, I see the read.
Suppose how the leak, she does not speak, or she does not come over to thee.
The foul fiend haunts poor Tom in the voice of a nightingale. Oh, hot dance cries in poor Tom's belly for 2 white herring. Croaked up, black angel, I have no food for thee.
How do you, sir? Stand you not so amazed. Will you lie down and rest?
I'll see their trial first. Bring in the evidence. Thou robed man of justice, take thy place. And you, his yoked fellow of equity, bench by his side. You are o'er the commission. Sit you two.
Steal justly. Sleepest or wake, thou jolly shepherd, thy sheep be in the corn. And but for a bass of thy minikin mouth, thy sheep shall take no harm. The cat is green.
Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly. She kicked the poor king her father.
Come hither, mistress.
Is your name God?
She cannot deny it.
Cry you mercy! I took you for a joint steward.
And here's another. Those warped looks proclaim what store her heart is made on. Stop her there! Arms, sword, fire, corruption in the place, false justice. Why hast thou let escape?
Trust thy five wit.
Oh, pity, sir. Where is the patience now that thou so have boasted to retain?
My tears begin to take his part so much, the more my counterfeiting.
Tray, Blanche, and sweetheart. See? They bark at me.
Tom will throw his head at them. Be thy mouth or black or white, tooth that poisons if it bite. Mastiff, greyhound, mongrel grim, spound or spaniel, brack or limb, or bobtail tyke or trundle-tail, Tom will make them weep and wail. For with throwing thus his head, the dogs leap the hatch and all are fled. Come march to wakes and fairs and market towns. Oh, poor Tom, thy horn is dry.
Then let them analyze region. See what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these odd arts? You, sir, I entertain for one of my 100. Only I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are Persian attire, but let them be changed. Now, good my lord, lie here and rest a while. Make no noise. Make no noise! Draw the curtains. So. We'll go to supper in the morning. So.
I'll go to sleep at noon. Come to me, friend. Here's my master.
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits have unsettled.
Good friend, I pray you take him in your arms. I have heard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it and drive towards Dover. There thou shalt meet with friends, both welcome and protection. Take him up. If thou to tarry half an hour, his life and mine, and all that offer to protect him will suffer loss. Follow me, and I will to some provision give thee quick conduct.
Blessed nature sleeps. This rest might yet have balmed thy broken senses, which his convenience will not allow stand in hard cure. Come, help me to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Why?
Come away.
Back up! What?
Well, we are better, see, bearing our woes. We scarcely think our miseries our foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. But then the mind much sufferance doth o'erskip when grief hath mates. And bearing fellowship, how light and portable my pain seems now. And that which makes me bend, makes the king bow. He childed as I fathered. Tom, away. Mark the high noises, and thyself bewray when false opinion, whose wrong thought defiles thee, in thy just proof repeals and reconciles thee. What more we'll have tonight? Safe scapes the king. Lurk.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France has landed. Seek out the villain Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Light out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Advise the Duke where we are going to a most festive preparation. We are bound for the like. Our post shall be speedy and intelligence betwixt us. Farewell, my dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 and 6 and 30 of his knights, hot questrist after him, met him at gate, who with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him towards Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Farewell, Edmund. Seek out the traitor Gloucester. Pinion him like a thief. Bring him before me. Though well we may not pass upon his life without the course of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame but not control. How now? Who's there? The traitor?
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he!
Bind fast his corky arms.
Citizen, what means your grace? You are my guests. Give me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say!
Hard, oh filthy traitor!
Unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
To this chair bind him! Villain, thou shalt find.
Noble, it is nobly done to pluck me by the beard.
So white and such a traitor.
Naughty lady, these hairs that thou didst pluck from me shall accuse thee and quicken thee. I am your host. With robber's hands you should not my hospitable favors ruffle so. What would you do?
What letters had you late from France?
Be simple answered, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter guessingly set down, which comes from one of a neutral heart and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false.
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Wast thou not...
Wherefore to Dover? Let him first answer that.
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes.
Wherefore to Dover, sir?
Because I would not see his cruel eyes, your cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister with his anointed flesh stick foolish fangs. The sea that saw such a storm on his bare head in hell-black night endured, would have boiled up and quenched the sully fires, but his old head and eyes should help their reins to the flame. If fools had at thy gate held that stern night, thou shouldst have said, good porter, turn the key. All fools else subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it, shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine I'll set my bullet.
If he lives, if he doesn't know. Oh, poor, oh, you God.
One side will mock another, the other too.
If you shall see vengeance.
Hold your hand, my lord. I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
How now, you dog?
You did wear a beard upon your chin. I shake it on this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain!
Nay, then come on and take the chance of anger.
Give me thy sword. A peasant stands up, sir.
No! I am slave. My lord, you have what I left to see some mischief on him.
Let us see more. Prevent it. Out, vile jelly! There is thy luster now.
Oh, God, can comfort me. Oh, where is Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all this sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Thou treacherous villain! Thou callest on him who hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my folly, that Edgar was abused. Oh, God, forgive me that, and prosper him.
Go thrust him out the gates and let him smell his way to Dover. How is my lord? How look you?
Receive of her. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyelid still and throw this slave upon the dunghill. Regan, I believe his face. And finally come to us, sir. Give me your arm.
Never care what wickedness they do if this man comes to good. If she live long and the end meet the old course of death, women will all turn monsters. Let's follow the old earl and get to Bedlam to lead him where he would. His roguish madness allows itself to anything.
Go thou. I'll fetch some flax and white beads to apply to his bleeding face. Now heaven help him.
We'll take a brief 5-minute intermission, okay? Thanks.